тренеры, медицинский став, все, кто окружал нас, девчонки. Мы выкладывались, мы бились. И, конечно, обидно, когда ты не проходишь на Олимпиаду, вот, и когда тебе не хватает совсем чуть-чуть, совсем крошечки, да, и всегда хочется, после такого поражения хочется, конечно, уйти и просто плакать, да, вот, но мы в этой игре промазали очень много, и поэтому мы проиграли.
I want to say that. Can they hear me? Yeah. I want to say that we've done a lot of work. All the coaches, medical staff, all the girls, and we try to give our best on the court. And obviously, it hurts to lose like that, especially when you like just a tiny bit to qualify to get the chance to be at the Olympics. And after losses like this, you want to just close out and cry, but we need to move on. We need to stay strong, and we'll return.
Okay, that's it. Thanks very much. Coach Long?
Well, obviously, we as a team, me personally, Marsha, we are very disappointed. Not with the tournament, but especially with this game, because I thought and felt that we have a very legitimate chance to beat Sweden, and it was close enough, certainly, to believe that. But looking at the game more closely, I'm not sure if we ever were able to develop enough momentum and enough execution on both ends, but probably most on the offensive end, to really deserve beating Sweden today. So I have to give them compliments. They played a couple inches better, and offensively, we never got really much flow going. We got some inside game going a little bit. Rebounding was strong, but overall, I didn't think our inside-outside game we ever got going, which would have been necessary to beat them. Overall, reaching the quarterfinals, certainly decent success, but coming short to the Olympics is obviously stinks. So, what do you want me to say? That's just the way it is, and now we have to regroup and go at it again in the next cycle. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for those words. Do we have a comment, question? Here we go. Jose in the front row.
Hello. Instead of the result, you talk lastly about next time. How could work for this group, young core, led by Ms. Bateva? How important could be that experience for the years to come for this group of people? Thanks.
Well, I mean, in generally, all these experiences for any team are character building, and only if you look at Sweden, they've played in this with their main rotation probably for 9+ years. So they were a little bit more experienced in that sense. If you look at our team more closely, you see a big generational gap. You see very good young players, you see some good old players, but there's not much in the middle, you know. So for us, for the young players, this is certainly a growing and building experience. But looking at the next cycle, there's certainly a bunch of players who are not going to be there anymore just because of retirement knocks on the door. So there will be other players who will have to find those kind of experiences. But for our young people like Masha Vadeva, Raisa Musina, and some others, for them being the next leader of the next generation, that's certainly a character building experience that will help them going forward. But to support them, there's certainly another generation that has to be built up and integrated over the next cycle.
Okay, do we have any questions? Right here, Paul Nielsen.
Commiserations. Do you feel, Coach, that kind of in track with a lot of countries, even the USA, that maybe there's an issue in the pipeline with guards? and that a lot of
sure.
nations
For
struggle
sure.
with guards. And I just wondered, from what you've seen so far, you talk about the next generation, and for sure the front court, maybe the wings are fine, but is there an issue for Russia?
Well, I don't just think it's an issue for Russia. I think it's across. Even, I mean, I'm very close, as you know, with my wife in Australia. Even the Australians have, you don't see it as clearly, but have more in-depth. In the Australians have problems, I think, other than Spain and some other countries, with exceptions. I think overall we have a guard problem. In Russia, it is a little more severe, for sure. And as you know, we had also a naturalized player who wasn't ready for this tournament who could have helped us in Jamira Faulkner. But as a country and as a Russian Federation, you don't want to go. You don't want to have to rely on imports or naturalized player. You want to develop your others. We have in this generation here Vika Zavyalova, who's a talent, but she's injured, and then some others who's injured. So we certainly, the few that we have, were injured for this tournament. I think there is some light at the end of the tunnel, but for the future of Russia, in a guard position, there's certainly things that have to be developed, and it's not so much for this generation, but for generations to come.
Okay, thanks for that question, Paul. Anybody else? If not, okay, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next, it's me. Allons enfants de la. I'm French. I can sing the Marseillaise. They will play now. But I can also sing the
Swedish national anthem.
Of course.
Yes.
Why? Keep playing.
It's okay.
It's okay. No, it's a good moment, very good moment when you are coach, when you work for a result and quand on obtient ce résultat.
When you finally get the result you want.
She's not my player. She's in the team just to translate because she speaks French and Italian. No, nothing else. Always the same thing. Thank you to the players. They were ready to play this game and 40 minutes and they play quiet, they play good basketball in defense. We miss some easy baskets, but no, thank you, the players, all the team, the 12 players. Thank you to them.
Okay, thank you very much. We know who you're pulling for the next game. Okay, Paul, right here.
Paul from FIBA. Congratulations. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, to say the least. Before the game, we had power rankings on the official site. We had you guys 3rd, 5th, 7th, whatever. Just before the tournament, you had that bad situation in Spain when you had some difficult moments.
What moment?
Well, but can you just explain the kind of roller coaster ride now? I know you're happy, but when you reflect on what's happened.
I mean, that's part of the process, especially in preseason. It doesn't really matter up until you get to the actual championships because you win the right games and you're playing for something. So obviously, like, we learned a lot in the preseason, and we had a tough loss in the European Championships as well. But I think that it also taught us on how to bounce back, and we did that really well tonight.
Yes, Jose.
Parle de l'Espagne.
Oui,
du tournoi. Oui, on était dans le trou physiquement, on le savait.
No,
jouait
you speak English now.
en Espagne.
Yes, you speak English now.
Jose Ramon Alba from Advanced CB. Congratulations for the win and the qualifications. First of all, in a not a good game of Amanda Sawibi, you had players like Leon Lloyd, also the captain Elin Elderbrick and Regan Margariti making a really good performance, showing you as a really good team in common. How good is that for the tournament you have in February and for the mentality of a team that it's building already? Thanks.
Parle du prochain tour.
Non, parce que t'as plein de joueuses qui ont joué un bon match, mais Amanda n'a pas joué bien. Mais comment tu...
It's a team. Yesterday we talked with the players and we said we must have ego for this team, but not individual ego, team ego. And we always share the responsibilities. We always, of course, we have a hierarchy. We have a hierarchy in this team, but we also know we can have confidence in other players, and they were ready to help the team. For example, Dani, c'est comment son nom, Hamilton? Dani Hamilton, she played just 2 minutes, but important minutes for a team. When Amanda, the second or third fall, it's important to have Dani Hamilton on the bench, and she helped the team. It's very important, just 2 minutes. And the team, it's 12 players. Some of them didn't play, but on the bench, it's also very important to have players who support, who understand. A team, it's a team. After, you need, like Russia, when they have some problem, they pass the ball to Vadeva. When Belgium resolved the problem with Messman and France with Gruda, it's important also to have leaders, and we have these leaders. And today we of course Eldebrink, but the best surprise, of course, Kalis and other players, and young players. It's the first time she played with the national team is Regan Margariti. It's a good surprise for the Swedish basketball. She helped a lot this team. Alors, elle n'était pas au début de la préparation.
She wasn't here at the beginning of the preparation for the national team.
In a few time, she was able to help our team.
Okay. Rachel?
Yep, it's on. Congratulations. I just wanted to ask about, I mean, I think this group of players maybe knew what you were capable of, but can you talk about the expectations coming into this tournament and how you were able to navigate some of those high pressure situations to get this result?
Well, the expectations, having them, it's always, it's good for the confidence, but we've always not necessarily had an issue with actually achieving something. We've talked about wanting to do things, and this was our opportunity to actually show who we are, to show that the people who talk about this team and these generations and what we are, this is what we just proved. That's where we are.
You want another answer? No, it's the same. No.
Okay, is that it?
¿Quién habla español aquí? Mejor para mí, mucho mejor para mí. Ahora, sí, otro aquí. Hablamos en inglés desde hace una hora. ¿Y tú qué hablas?
Any other language?
Me hablas de tomar una cerveza por allí, pero un pivo me ha dicho. Es una caña, no un pivo. Sorry.
Okay, that's all right. All right. Okay, well, thanks very much for coming. And,
Thank you.
Thank you, gracias.
forever. Thanks.